Who here thinks the UFC is really all about the best versus the best? What if I told you that some of the biggest champions have been dodging their most dangerous challengers and getting away with it? Today, we unravel the top 7 fighters accused of avoiding their mandatory title shots. Get ready for backstories, timelines, insider whispers, and the jaw-dropping reasons why these matchups never happened, until maybe now. In UFC lore, a mandatory challenger is the fighter the promotion rules must face a title holder, usually the interim champion or the #1 contender, after earning their spot through victories. It's the sport's promise of fairness. But when business deals, super fights, and strategic planning collide with this promise, champions can, and sometimes do, sidestep the matchups that would truly test them. Number 7. Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria. Islam Makhachev, born September 27, 1991 in Makhachkala, Russia, honed his craft in combat sambo, winning world championships in 2016 and 2017. Under Khabib Nurmagomedov's mentorship at American Kickboxing Academy, Islam built a 23-1 pro record before capturing UFC gold in October 2022 with a second-round submission of Charles Oliveira. Ilia Topuria, born January 21, 1997 in Germany and raised in Spain, transitioned from Muay Thai to MMA in 2018. In just 3 years, he amassed a 12-0 record with 8 stoppages, earning #2 lightweight status by mid-2023. In March 2024, the UFC's internal plan reportedly guaranteed Topuria a title shot. Fans even created #GiveIlia_the_shot on Twitter. But Makhachev publicly insisted he has to earn it at 155, pointing to Topuria's 2 fights at featherweight earlier in his career. "I fought the best. When he proves himself more, I'll give him a chance." Makhachev press conference, April 2024. Fans felt robbed of a David versus Goliath moment. Topuria's management threatened to walk away from the UFC if the fight wasn't booked by Q3 2024. Was Makhachev protecting his legacy or following a UFC-mandated development plan? Either way, headlines read, "Makhachev ducks rising star." Number 6. Tito Ortiz versus Chuck Liddell, 2003. Tito the Huntington Beach bad boy. Ortiz, born January 23, 1975, became UFC light heavyweight champion in May 2000 by submitting Wanderlei Silva. He defended the belt against Guy Mezger twice and Evan Tanner. Chuck the Iceman Liddell, born December 17, 1969, exploded onto the scene with knockout wins over Vitor Belfort and Rich Franklin. By late 2002, Liddell was the undisputed #1 contender. After defeating Randy Couture in April 2003 to win back the title, fans clamored for Ortiz versus Liddell, a grudge match heavy with bad blood. Ortiz cited a friendship pact and insisted on better pay terms for Liddell. The fight stalled for 9 months while Liddell sat on the sidelines. "I've known Chuck for years, there's no hate, but business is business." Ortiz interview, August 2003. The aftermath, Liddell lost to Couture at UFC 43, stalling momentum. When Ortiz finally agreed to fight in April 2004, the tide had shifted. Fans' verdict. Many cite Ortiz's delay as one of MMA's earliest ducking scandals, making the Liddell fight to linger and fans time to question Ortiz's heart. Number 3. Germaine de Randamie versus Chris Cyborg, 2017. Germaine de Randamie, born April 24, 1984, was a decorated kickboxer and Muay Thai competitor before transitioning to MMA in 2013. She put together a 6-2 record, earning a title shot against Holly Holm in February 2010 at UFC 208. Chris Cyborg Justino, born July 9, 1985, was undefeated in MMA since 2005, with a string of knockout finishes, considered by many the most feared striker in women's combat sports. After winning via unanimous decision, de Randamie was ordered to face Cyborg. She refused, claiming Cyborg's prior doping suspension made her an unsafe opponent. The UFC stripped Randami on August 29, 2017, and booked Cyborg versus Tanya Avenger for the vacant belt. In the aftermath, Cyborg defeated Avenger by unanimous decision at UFC 214, silencing doubts. But fans remained split. Was Randami a principled heroine or a champion ducking the sport's fiercest striker? Number 2. Michael Bisping versus Romero, Jacare and Whitaker, 2016 to 2017. Michael Bisping, born February 28, 1979, endured 12 years of setbacks, broken hands, broken bones, and 7 failed title bids, before knocking out Luke Rockhold at UFC 199, June 2016, to become middleweight champ. Yoel Romero, Jacare Souza, and Robert Whitaker were hot on his heels. Romero's wrestling and explosiveness, Jacare's submission mastery, Whitaker's striking precision, all ranked above the 3 by early 2017. Instead of ordering Bisping versus Romero, who had demolished Tim Kennedy, UFC booked Bisping versus Dan Henderson, age 46, ranked number 11. A super fight with Georges St. Pierre dominated headlines, pushing Romero, Jacare, and Whitaker into limbo. The aftermath. Bisping lost to Georges St. Pierre, GSP, and after that, GSP relinquished the belt. Whitaker versus Romero was made for the vacant title. Fan verdict. Bisping's run was a mockery of the middleweight division because his title defenses looked like tactical matchmaking to avoid the division's elite. Number 1. John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. John Bones. Jones, born July 19, 1987, holds the record for most UFC title defense wins at light heavyweight, 11 defenses. Undefeated in the divisional title bouts from March 2011 to March 2020, Jones perfected a hybrid of wrestling, Muay Thai, and unorthodox striking, earning a reputation as MMA's GOAT candidate. In March 2023, Jones moved up and dethroned Cyril Gane for the heavyweight crown, proving his skills scaled across weight classes. Tom Aspinall, born June 8, 1993, from England, debuted in 2018. He racked up first-round finishes against veteran heavyweights, surging to interim champ status by late 2023 with a 7-1 record, all finishes in round 1 or 2. Despite Aspinall's interim title, Jones has been quiet about a unification bout and tends to need more time to prepare for the fight. When pressed, Jones denied ducking Tom and was cited as saying, "I need to stay healthy. I can't chase champion status ahead of time." Jones Media Scrum, May 2024. The aftermath. Whereas Jones trended globally for 2 weeks, UFC President Dana White addressed it at the UFC 300 press conference, promising the fight by Q2 or Q3 of 2025. Implication. If that bout never materializes, the heavyweight title could become a hollow crown, another case study in modern ducks and covers. From Moscow to Huntington Beach, from Ireland to Rotterdam, these stories share a theme. When mandatory meets money, sometimes money wins. Whether it's strategic planning, promotional intrigue, or genuine concern for a fighter's health, the line between avoiding and outmaneuvering is razor thin. Now it's your turn. Which champion do you think ducked their contender the hardest? And which of these matchups deserves to finally happen right now? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be reading your hot takes, and who knows, we might even spotlight your comment in the next video. With that being said, thanks for watching, subscribe and hit that notification button, and I'll see you in the next video.